If you've ever wondered why your crew doesn't do what you need them to do, even after you've told them multiple times, you're not alone. But most contractors think that managing a crew is about hiring good people and hoping for the best. Oh, it's not. After several decades in working with service businesses, I've learned that crew management comes down to three things that most people never talk about. And when you get these three things right, your crew performs better, your job runs smoother, and your cash flow improves. Because here's what nobody tells you: your crew, your systems, and your cash flow are all connected. Now, you can't fix one without fixing the others. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to manage your crew so your business can actually run without losing your mind. Now, before we get into the solution, let's talk about what's actually happening when your crew doesn't perform. Most contractors I talk to say the same things, like, my guys showed up at the wrong address, they forgot the materials, they didn't document the change order, or they left the job site a mess. Natural reaction is to think you hired the wrong people. But here's what I've learned. 9 times out of 10, it's not a people problem. It's a system problem. You see, when your crew doesn't do what you expect them to do, there are really only 3 reasons why. Number 1, they don't know what you expect. Number 2, they don't know how to do it. And number 3, they're simply not motivated to do it. Every crew management problem that you have typically will fit into one of those 3 boxes. And after decades in the industry, I see the same thing happening all the time. A contractor hires a new crew lead, a solid, experienced guy who knows the work. A few weeks in, the contractor notices that the daily job site photos aren't getting done, time's not getting reported, things aren't being documented. He's frustrated because he expected it to be automatic and part of the job. But the new lead never picked it up because nobody actually told him it was required. That's where things actually break down. And not because the crew doesn't care, but because everyone comes in with habits from their last job, their last boss, their last system. If you don't spell out how you run things, they'll fall back on whatever they're used to do. And I don't mean mentioning it once or in passing or hoping it sticks. If something matters, it needs to be clearly explained, written down, and shown. I mean, say it, repeat it, write it down, and measure it. Because the things you ask your crew to report on are the things you will think are important. If you never ask about job site photos, they will assume job site photos don't matter to you. If you ask about them every single day, they will think job site photos are critical. Frequency and detail of your communication tells the crew what actually matters to them. So if something is important to you, make sure you're reporting on it. Do it daily, do it weekly. And that's how you communicate expectations that will actually stick. Now, let's say you've communicated the expectation clearly. They know what you want in regards to job site photos at the end of the day, but they're still not doing it. The next question to ask is, do they actually know how? And I know that may sound dumb, but in the previous example, it was just taking a photo. How hard can that be? But it's not just about the photo. It's about what photos to take, where to store them, how to label them, how to attach them to the right job. You see, when you've been doing this for years, it feels obvious. But for someone new, there are a dozen little decisions in that process that they might not know the answers to. So they either guess it, do it wrong, or don't do it at all. The fix here is training. And training doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as the next time you do the task yourself, record it. Walk them through it, exactly what you do and why you do it. That 5-minute video becomes your training material. And now when you hire someone new, you don't have to explain it from scratch every time. You just say, watch the video, then do it exactly like that. Now here's a pro tip. When you train people on how, also train them on why. Because activity without purpose today just feels pointless. Nobody likes it. But when your crew understands why something matters, they're way more likely to actually do it. So instead of saying, take job site photos at the end of each day, you say something like this. Take job site photos at the end of each day because if the customer disputes something later, those photos are our proof. They protect you and they protect the company. They also help the office to know exactly where we left off so that we can pick it up smoothly tomorrow. Now that's not just a task. It's something that makes sense. All right, let's say you've communicated the expectations clearly, you've trained them how to do it, and they're still not doing it. That can happen. Now we're into motivation territory. But the thing is that nobody's going to tell you, I'm just not motivated. What they'll say is, I've been too busy, or I forgot, or I don't have time. But if you offered them $500 to get it done by the end of the day, they would probably find the time. So it's really not about the time, it's about the priority. And priority comes from motivation. Now, motivation can be internal or external. Internal motivation is when they understand why the task matters and they care about doing good work. That's why explaining the purpose is so important. External motivation is how they're measured and rewarded. If you're asking someone to do a task, but you're measuring them on 4 other things and this task isn't one of them, they're going to focus on the 4 things they're measured on, not the extra thing that isn't. So if something is important, it needs to be part of how you evaluate their performance. That's how you make motivation stick. Now here's where this gets practical. Let's say you have a crew member who's underperforming. Instead of getting frustrated or labeling someone as unreliable, there's a much better way to handle it. Use a simple framework that focuses on the process, not the person. Pull them in or aside and run through these 3 things. Did I communicate this clearly? Do they actually know how to do what it is I want them to do? Is something blocking them from doing it consistently? When you break it down like this, you're attacking the problem, not their character. You're giving them a clear structure to respond to, or make it easy to figure out where the breakdown actually happened. And once they tell you which one it is, you can actually then solve the problem. If they didn't know you wanted it, you clarify the expectation. If they didn't know how, you train them. If they're overwhelmed or undermotivated, you address that. This framework takes the emotion out of the crew management and turns frustration into diagnostics. And diagnostics leads to a solution. Now, let me share one more principle with you that will completely change how you think about this. Most contractors try to manage their crew with rules like don't be late, always wear your safety gear, never leave the job site without cleaning up. And rules are fine, but here's the problem. You can't create a rule for every situation. And when something happens that there's no rule for, your crew will freeze. Don't know what to do. They have to call you. And now you're the bottleneck again. A better approach is to lead with values instead of rules. A value is a simple principle that helps people make decisions on their own. For example, let's illustrate it. Instead of having 15 rules about customer interaction, you have one value. The customer's experience is everything. Now, when something unexpected happens, your crew member can ask themselves, what would give the customer the best experience? And they can make the call without waiting for you. Values create leaders. Rules create followers. And if you want a business that runs without you, you need people who can think for themselves, people who can lead. Now, here's the part that is important, but yet nobody really talks about it. Crew management isn't just about getting people to show up and do their jobs. It directly impacts your cash flow. Now, think about that. When your crew shows up at the wrong address, that's lost labor hours that you're paying for. When they forget materials, that's wasted trips and a delayed job being completed. When change orders don't get documented, you don't get paid for the extra work you already did and spent dollars on. When job site photos are missing and a customer disputes something, you lose that argument every time, and you have to eat that cost. Every crew management failure has a dollar amount attached to it, and most contractors never add it up. The chaos they're dealing with every day, the texts, the calls, the miscommunications, it's expensive, whether you see it or not. And when you fix crew management, you fix cash flow. So let me bring this all together for you. If you want to manage your crew so your business can run without you losing your mind, here's what you do. First, communicate your expectations clearly. Say it, repeat it, write it down, and measure it. If it's important, they should be reporting on it. Second, train them on how you want things done. Record yourself doing the task. Have short training videos so they can see it. Show them exactly what good looks like and explain why it matters. Third, make sure they're motivated by trying the tasks to things that measure and reward, and help them see how their work connects to the bigger picture. When you get these three things right, something shifts. It's incredible for your business. You stop being the bottleneck. Your crew starts performing without constant supervision, and your business becomes something that can actually scale. Now, you can absolutely do all of this with spreadsheets, text messages, and manual checklists. Most contractors do. But the more pieces you're juggling, the more likely something falls through the cracks. And one of the hardest parts of crew management is making sure that expectations are clear and everything is documented in one place. And that's what Solvpro brings to the table. Your crew sees their job on their phones. They know exactly where to go, what to bring, what's expected. They can add notes, photos, and updates right in the field. Everything gets attached to the work order automatically. When it comes to motivation, Solvpro gives you visibility into who's doing what, and you can see which crew members are on track and which ones might need some extra attention. This is how you stop managing in the dark and start leading with clarity. So if you want a crew that performs without having to babysit every little thing, it starts with setting the expectations, providing training, and then motivation. When you get these three things right, and everything else becomes way easier to manage. And if you want to see how this actually looks inside your business, we offer a free 30-day, no credit card required trial of Solvpro. You get free onboarding, where you connect with our team of experts to walk you through the setup, answer your questions, and get everything dialed in. So I'll leave you a link in the description for that. And if you want to see how Solvpro works before you sign up for your free trial, I have a demo video that will walk you through exactly how to set up a job, track it, crew scheduling, documentation, step by step. And that should be popping up on the screen right now. Go watch it, and I'll see you there.